There's a new movie on Tubi called Jazz Intimacy. That's a horrible name. I had to look it up 3 times because I was like, what is the name here? What is the name here? Maybe the girl name was Jazz. So I guess, the people love putting, I don't know if it was or not, but love putting people name in the title. But anywho, it was a love story, a black love story. It pretty much was like Love Jones. But I feel like ever since Love Jones, every time you see like a black love story, it's always centered around some type of art, whether it's like the person doing photography or poetry or something artsy. It's always mainly photography and like I said, poetry and stuff like that. Even by the time it's a movie with Gina, and that she loved photography. It was about photography, pretty much. There was another movie on Lifetime. About like a younger couple fall in love. I think it was in college. It was the Mary J. Blige movie that she did. That was based on, I guess, her song or whatever. In that movie, the girl was a photographer. And then the movie with Issa Rae, wasn't she a photographer too? I think it was called A Photograph. Wasn't she a photographer? And then obviously Nia Long was a photographer and Love Jones. So I love black stories, love story. Brown Sugar is like the best story, the best movie story, because as far as black love stories, because it's funny, it is great casting, and I just think it flowed well. It was just really good from beginning to end. It's the best written story as far as black love stories. Love Jones is obviously the one people like the most because it has Nia Long and Larenz Tate in it. How can you go wrong with Nia Long and Larenz Tate? First of all, they're just good to look at. It was just like, it was a toxic love story. It's like a sensual toxic love story, but people love, include me. He did poetry. He character in this did poetry full time. He was saying that's what he did full time, which I didn't understand how he made money from it. You performing at the club here and there, you can't be getting paid that much for doing poetry at the club. So it wasn't like they was like, oh, he wrote books or he did, I don't know, Chad. I'm about to say speaking engagements, seminars, I don't know, but I didn't know how that was his living, but whatever. They did do a little twist spin on it because they gave him a child and then the child's mother was on drugs. A great casting, the 2 leads, very pretty, very beautiful. So that was good, but so they just picked up a lot of stuff from Love Jones. It's like when you do like a new original movie, I think you can take little stuff here and there from it, but I feel like they took a little too much from Love Jones. Then too, There Is Love, how was the name of the dude in, I said the name of Larenz Tate and Love Jones, and then this dude, I can't remember his name, but remember it started with a D. Something Powers, Strong, something, I don't know. It was something like that. Even like their first day, and then after they didn't see together, they switched that part. But then the next date, they slept together when he went to see her at her art studio. After, they date, her talking to the friend, Nia Long talked to her friend in the movie. And she was like, he was talking to me. She's like, Kurt, what did he say? I shouldn't have been thinking about Love Jones when I was watching that movie. That's how you know it was too similar. Because I started laughing at that part. It wasn't even, I was in this movie, they was talking, but it just made me flash back to that Nia Long talking to her friend. Her friend was like, oh girl, what did he say? I just kept thinking about that. It made me laugh. But there was another part that was similar too. After the date, didn't love scene. Oh, the couples night thing. Remember when Nia Long and Larenz Tate went to the couples thing? This was just one other couple. I'm like, and I wasn't paying attention. So I don't know who the other couple was. I don't know if that was just his friend or did he know the girl? I don't know. I kind of stopped paying attention at the beginning part of that scene. So I don't really know who that was. I don't even know if they said it or not. I know the dude was his friend, but who was the girl? Was she his friend first, or I don't know what really happened. Then the girl that was first when he walked in from the first night and the lady was sitting on the couch. I thought that was his sister at first, but then it was like that she was the nanny, and they tried to make it seem like she was like young, like a young nanny. Like he was like, shouldn't you be doing something? It was something in reference to saying she was younger. But I'm like, she clearly wasn't younger. I mean, I'm not saying she looked old enough, but they either looked the same age or she looked older than him. So I'm like, they couldn't get like a teenager or like a college age student. So that threw me off. I was like, what's happening? The dude that he said he's like a father to me, and the dude that was leading him the ass club or whatever, And then it would make sense. And that's her daddy. That her name is Jazz, and then that's the title of the movie, Jazz Intimacy. But like I say, that's not a good name. But it all folded. I don't know if that was her name or not, but I'm assuming that's what it was based on all the context clues. So if he was like a father to him, then how did he know he had a daughter? One, and then how did he know that was his daughter? That couldn't have been the first time that she came to the club. So that was a little weird to me, unless they was like, oh, she's just moved here. She's been living somewhere else or something. Then, okay, maybe. But that was just weird to me. I don't know. So, people trying to throw then the lady that get the poem at the end, I'm like, is she the one was she the director or the writer? Because usually they do that. It was like something about it felt not weird, but something felt different about it. I'm like, oh, was she the writer or the director? Because if she do poetry, so she wanted to do a movie about poetry. I don't know, but I love black love stories. I just wish they switch it up a bit. Everybody that's in a black love story doesn't have to be in the artsy field. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody don't have to be a photographer. Everybody don't got to be write poems, a singer, artist. It's like, everybody doesn't have to do that. Like, we can do something different. I think it's time. I don't know why people keep any love story, black love story. Somebody got to be a photographer. I'm like, we got to switch that up to something else. We got to do something else. We got to make these love stories a little different. Overall, the movie was cool. The only thing, I'm trying to think about Love Jones too. I think Love Jones did this too, maybe. But I feel like it jumped so fast. Like, she met his mother so fast because, and it was fast. It wasn't like time had passed, because she was like, oh yeah, we're on the step of the other one. She said that I feel like later in the movie. Don't quote me on it, but I feel like she said that later on in the movie when they was like trying to get back together or talking or something. And she was like, or talk to a friend or something. She was like, oh, we only slept together once, and I don't know, something she was saying. And I'm like, if that's the case, and she met his mother, his daughter right away. Now, time had passed since, he opened the studio and towards the end, and because they said months had passed at that point when after his baby mama died or whatever. But that was just so strange to me. Like, I feel like they should have did a montage or something. Anytime you want to rush something and make it so much they fell in love fast, you still have to do some type of montage or do something to signal it. Like that 2 little dates and them sleeping together once and they was already in love, which, yeah, you can be in love first date, I suppose, right? You can, but it was just, I don't know. It was kind of a little weird. I'm trying to think of Love Jones. I don't know the time frame that passed with Love Jones. At the time frame, because soon they stepped there that day, then that night he was like, go to the couple's thing. So everything happened within 2 to 3 days of all of their initial meetings. So I'm like, okay, then they had stopped seeing each other. Then months had passed. It was, I don't know, that was just weird to me. I feel like when you're doing something like that, I want to feel more love. So I feel like I should feel it more, and I feel like I didn't feel it more enough. I felt the initial chemistry, the initial like energy, but then I wasn't like, oh my gosh, they're just so in love. I just like they just have so much chemistry and tension and all this other stuff. But it didn't feel like this deep connection. You Love Jones, when I think about it, I don't know if it felt like this deep connection. It felt like they were both super attracted to each other. It was some toxic stuff. But I don't know if it was just super love. Now, Brown Sugar, I felt like they was in love for real. Obviously, because they grew up being friends. So obviously, that's kind of like she coach. They grew up being friends. So obviously, they knew each other like deeply. And, he would read all her stuff that she would put out. And then the dude she was engaged to, he didn't read none of her stuff. And then she supported his dreams. And then the woman he married was like, she was just like, we need to get this money, and I don't care, you need to stay with your job. I don't care, it's not what you want to do, it's making money, and we being in all these scenes and parties and stuff, you need to keep doing it. But his friend was like, no, I believe in you, I can put money into you starting your own record label. So see, just even that little piece of it was just like, that's some deep love right there. But like I said, so she calls it because they was friends. So every love story ain't gonna be with the people being friends. And what was a Love and Basketball? Oh, dang. She be in all the love stories, don't she? I don't really love and basketball like that. I feel like that's more of a dude thing because they want their chick to play basketball and be pretty. I don't know. That's not really, I don't really care about it. I don't really care about, I'm like, ooh, love and basketball. Ooh, it's cool, but it's on the lower end for me as far as like the love story movies. But Oh, then too, what's the Kofi? There's one he's into, and I feel like he's a photographer. No, a painter. He's a painter, which is in the same realm of what I'm saying is arts and stuff. He's a painter. Like, why does it? We need to think of something different. Like, we need. I love black love stories. Need more black love stories, but can we switch it up? Even like Brown Sugar, it was in the artsy field. Like I said, it was music. Like she ran what did she run? A magazine, whatever. She was a writer, I guess, for a magazine, a hip hop magazine. And then he, was one of this to manage and produce, artists. I'm ranting 10, but that scene was so funny. So yeah, overall it was good. Like I said, the cast looked great. Well, the main two cast members looked great. And then at the end, his mother, her daddy, I guess was gonna end up dating. It's a little different for Tubi. I feel like Tubi, we do need more black love stories on Tubi instead of like, usually it'd be like some drama stuff, some shooting, some deceit, some backstabbing, it'd be a whole bunch of other stuff going on in movies. This was just a pure, his baby mama was a crackhead. I'm assuming she was cracked, so his baby mama was a crackhead. And, I guess that was a bit of a little drama there, but yeah, I think we need more stuff. Everything don't got to be drama. So I did like that part of it. Everything don't have to be just drama. I think something can't just be about pure love, and that's cool. You don't have to be shoot and stab it and all this other stuff. It's like, okay. And I like them too on Tubi. I can watch them too, but it's just gonna be out there. Then the main guy, I've seen him in other stuff. Denzel. First, I thought it was like that was like him being funny. Saying his name, maybe his name is Denzel for real, but I always thought that was him being funny. Like how Tiana Taylor be calling herself, something a play on Spike Lee. When you're being funny, then you do a play on another person's name. But when you want to actually do the directing, you don't like somebody named Trina. They call themselves Trina Perry, and they say that's not Perry. Don't. Trina Perry Studios. No, don't do that. Like, yes, it seems funny to do until you take off, and then it's like you stuck. All right, it was a cool movie. It was cool. Is it like Love Jones? You would like it. It's like a newer version, pretty much, of Love Jones. Even like the thing at the beginning with him doing a poem, and everybody know the famous poem in Love Jones. Left thigh, right thigh, whatever. But like I said, overall cool.